Support me by giving this video a like, subscribe to my channel, check out my Patreon, or become a channel member using the join button below. Hello once again everyone, I am playing with Maui with another PWMW Reacts. If you'd like to skip my introductory commentary and skip straight to the beginning of the death battle video, or the beginning of the death battle itself, the timestamps are provided at the bottom of this video and in the video description. Alright, so I knew that I was going to need this YouTube notification that, the upload was coming because I knew I was going to forget about it. I took a nap, once again. So, just like with the first death battle, I had taken a nap and it crept up on me. And just like with the first death battle, as you guys are seeing, my pick is based off of who I want to win versus who, I think the versus battle wiki pretty much has decided will win. So yeah, I'm not super hyped about this one particularly. I don't really much care for either character, but I am going to be rooting for Luthor, even though he's such a terrible person. Although, to be fair, the DC animated universe movies, which I've watched like almost all of them, Luthor's character is usually pretty interesting. I will give him that much. But, yeah, I said this at the end of the previous video, I don't see Luthor winning this at all. Like, if we're talking about post-crisis Luthor, versus, like, I assume, like, current Doctor Doom, which is, I have both pages up here, like, Doctor Doom super stomps this. Let me see, like, what the forms here are for Doctor Doom, because it goes all the way up to 1A. So we've got base form Doom, then there's infamous Iron Man Doom. I need to duplicate this, because I hate the way that they format this. So up to 5A, with Galactus's power, and of course, yeah, so 5A is large planet level, and then it goes up to 2A in his, this is crazy, I'm going back and forth here with these pages. Goes up to 2A with the Cosmic Cube and Galactus's power. Then he goes up to 1C, which, as God Emperor Doom, and then in the original Secret Wars, he's low 1A. Now, the last three of which of those tiers are, let's see, that's Multiverse Level Plus, Complex Multiverse Level, and Outer Verse Level, which is literally, that's like I think it used to be literally the highest possible tier ever, because you were essentially the creator of all things in that particular instance when you were tier 1A. But now they have a tier 0, which is boundless, which is even like beyond that. So yeah, it even says, now wait, what did it say? Oh, it said low 1A for him. There's actually a high 1A, but low 1A says characters who can universally affect, create, and or destroy structures and expanses of uncountably infinite dimensions, or which have a size roughly analogous to them, such as uncountably infinite sets of hierarchical layers and planes of existence, most specifically ones whose amount of layers is comparable to the set of all real numbers and are thus equated to the first uncountably infinite cardinal, I don't know what that symbol is, 1, for simplicity's sake. Alternatively, this tier can also be assigned to characters who transcend high 1B structures when no further context regarding the nature of such transcendence is given. Again, I'm pretty sure I said it when, we were getting into, like, the tier 1 stuff. Like, we're literally talking about God tier level. This is literally like creation level, like you're actually creating realities. But yeah, neither of them seem to, and again, Luthor's, I was going to say neither of them are tier 0, but Luthor's highest is 3A, which is nowhere near that. And even like, if they somehow scaled him to Superman, which, I don't know what exactly is going on with either the comics or with Versus Battle, but they list Superman, post-crisis Superman is actually weaker than Lex Luthor with the, this is the Zone Child powers. I have no idea what that is at all. But yeah, that's something else. So again, I don't see this happening for Lex. We'll have to see. So confusing. Let's just get straight to the video. Oh god. This actually reminds me, I wonder if I'm gonna have to sit through the damn Blue chewable Viagra commercial again.
Lex Luthor,
Probably.
CEO of LexCorp and nemesis to Superman.
Yay.
Dr. Doom, King of Latveria, and Doom of the Fantastic Four.
The intellect of these two evildoers is unmatched in their own worlds.
But what happens when the geniuses of these spiteful nerds collide? He's with
Spiteful nerds.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
But again, you know, I'm more of a DC fanboy, if anything, so that's why I'm pretty much on Lex's side here.
In the city of Metropolis, soaring above all other structures, one can find atop the tallest building an
LexCorp.
Who's the dickbag that decided to literally hang that L over everyone's head? Just
Huh.
the one and only Lex
Funny.
Luthor.
Born
It's
and
like he's
raised
calling
in
them
Smallville,
losers.
Kansas, Lex's early life was complicated. His father, Lionel, was a scientist doing dubious experiments on
Sexy
Martian
When
Lexi?
the lid was cracked on this
Excuse
evil science
me?
operation, asses had to be covered. So Lex and his old man got a
Wash his
convenient
hands
memory
'cause he's
wipe,
evil.
reducing Lionel to an alcoholic and setting Lex down a path to get away from his deadbeat dad. Right there with you, bud.
But because this is comics, that's just Lex's story in one continuity.
In
Of
another,
course.
he's a mad scientist. In another, he's a self-made billionaire. And in yet another, he was friends with Superboy until Superboy made him bald. No wonder this guy's so cynical.
Regardless of which Lex we're talking about, he hates Superman. In his eyes, if Superman continues to exist, humanity will become weak and reliant on him, and ultimately perish. Supposedly.
Ever since Soups flew into town, he's been Lex's undoing.
But also his driving force in creating technology, chief among them being his war suit.
This bad boy comes equipped with loads of goodies. A force field, electroblasts, missiles, a chest laser, and wrist blades for all your Batman shanking needs.
Lex has utilized many different energy sources for his suits, but
And
his
plenty of
newest and
kryptonite
greatest
stuff to deal with
is the
Superman,
Mother
but
Box.
I don't think that's gonna matter with
An
Doom.
inexhaustible piece of new god technology with which Lex can create energy beams, repair his suit, and teleport via quantum folding.
The suit can survive a planet exploding and lets old Lex go toe-to-toe with Superman himself.
Well, it is questionable if his suit is directly comparable to Superman going all out,
True.
especially with his reliance on kryptonite. But Lex has used it to fight with other DC powerhouses.
Like this orange bug man, Larfleeze, who's
Who?
basically a one-man Lantern Corps. You know, that band of green boot stompers who can cross the universe in under an hour.
Knowing DC has a universe at least 100 trillion light years across, this would require a speed over 5 quintillion times the speed of light.
Or how about the time
That's
Green
not that
Lantern
fast.
Kyle Rayner held back the big frickin' bang?
Much of Lex's tech is relegated to the war suit, but he does have on-hand gadgets too, such as a heat ray, robot replicas called Lexbots, and a special barrier
Gross.
that temporarily turns anything it touches two-dimensional.
It turns
What?
in 2D, huh? That sounds like a weeb's wet dream. How does that work?
Stop.
It's rather simple, actually. By applying higher dimensional physics to a simple 2D grid, we can replicate and place the form of a three-dimensional object into a lower, flattened form that...
Ah, make it stop! Make it stop! Well, I knew the old squirrel diet was a good idea. Unlike Lex's 80s tech, he's
Alright,
not all
weird.
two-dimensional.
Where's his
He's
dad?
had his squabbles with Superman, but after Soups died, not when he punched the gray guy when he blew up this punk Denny, he gained a newfound respect for the Man of Steel and took up his mantle. Maybe he isn't the bald psycho everyone thinks he is.
Doubtful. Lex's
Yep.
actions, both
Oh.
good and bad, tend to stem from one thing. He really wants to be Superman himself.
He jelly.
Huh.
It would explain why he made the Everyman Project, an experiment meant to turn normies into superhumans.
Unfortunately,
Normies.
Lex's genes were not compatible. He still went through the procedure, but even after some voluntary
You know what? I'm
organizing,
just gonna
he
mention
only
this
had
right now.
6
They are
years
doing a
to
really
live.
good job with the editing in this
Lex
video.
really does want to be Superman, even if it kills him.
But if Lex can't be Superman, he might as well make himself the one person that super citizen has to answer to.
The
Which is why
President
Lex
of the
decided
United
to,
States.
What else? run for president.
Yep.
Can you imagine a president who's an evil billionaire and hates aliens? So unrealistic.
Lex was
Yeah.
already a nihilist with few real attachments, and became all the worse when he learned he could neither be nor control Superman. Take, for example, the time he made a cure for his sister's terminal illness,
Well, that doesn't seem so bad.
and then reinfected her with that same illness
What?
seconds later, just to prove he could.
Jesus Christ! Never mind, he's evil. Why would anyone
Oh?
work for this guy?
Why?
Lex's outlook on life actually gained a big following. After traveling millions of years into the future, because comics, Lex saw a world where his goals became reality, where people quit aspiring to the impossible standards of superheroes, instead embracing who they were deep down, selfish and greedy animals.
So he literally inspired a philosophy around being the opposite of Superman.
Apparently. Isn't it ironic, though, that even those who chose to follow Lex's ideals called this philosophy Doom?
Huh. I guess Lutheran was already taken. Anyways, his fanboys from the future might consider it their doom, but to Lex, his ideals are everything. And to his credit, they have seen him through some pretty heavy
Oh my
stuff.
god.
Like outsmarting Brainiac, getting tortured by Joker.
And getting shot out of a helicopter by a gorilla. Don't worry, somehow he got better.
Even completely stripped of everything, standing before an
Alright.
almighty God, Lex Luthor will continue to defend his ideals. This harbinger of doom is truly beyond comprehension. Or so he says.
Who is it, Superman?
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
At first glance, Latveria appears to be a humble nation located in the center of Europe, but within its borders may be the greatest threat the world has ever known.
That threat being the malevolent king, Dr. Doom.
But Doom did not start out as a king. Born as a Romani, Victor Von Doom had a tumultuous childhood. After his mother's soul was taken by the demon Mephisto, and his father died on the run from an evil baron, Doom did what any mad
Toss.
scientist would do, and began making inventions.
Like his own robot replicas and Marvel's favorite retcon device, the Doombots. That sounds familiar.
The technical wonders he made, while also scamming people, were so great the Empire State University offered him a scholarship.
And
Really
so
hates
began a good
squirrels.
old college try by Doom.
Terrible
There, Doom
person.
built a device to communicate with his mother in the underworld. But because of a miscalculation that may or may not be thanks to the thing, it blew up in his face. Literally.
It's okay though. After the explosion gave him a nasty scar, Doom ventured to Tibet, where some monks did him a solid and helped him build a suit of armor.
Made from a mastery
Oh
of
my
science
goodness.
and mysticism, Doom's
Wait a minute, I feel like I
armor goes
remember this
beyond the wonders
backstory.
of technology and
Was
is
there a-
absurd.
It's the
Hang on,
Swiss
was there
Army
a
knife
death
of
battle
power
with him
armor,
before?
complete with electrical blast.
'Cause if there
a
was, I
weapon
missed- I-
rain
not missed it, but
neurons,
I forgot
and a
about
laser
it.
staff that doubles as a technovirus.
At full power,
Oh, it was
Super
Darth
through an
Vader
adamantine
versus
coffin,
Dr. Doom. I don't even
and
remember who
allegedly
won
contains
that.
Pieces of the cross that Jesus Christ himself was crucified on.
Just in
Um?
case a pesky Dracula comes your way. Which he did. With this suit, Doom easily conquered Latveria and overthrew the Baron who gave him so much trouble years back. Aha! Take that, asshole!
Seeing how prosperous his rule was, Doom thought if he could make Latveria better by conquering it, why not make the whole world better by conquering it?
Well, I mean, a Panther God did say he should. Too bad he was always stopped by the Fantastic Four.
And their leader, Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic.
To put it lightly, Doom frickin' hates him. One time, when Doom was being pulled into hell, rather than try to escape eternal torment, all he wanted to do was burn and scar Reed's face.
To Doom, Reed Richards is a man of unquenchable vanity and unmitigated arrogance, consumed by his own ego at the cost of everyone around him.
Yeah, I think Doom might be projecting a bit there.
Though he has failed
Oh,
many
yeah.
times to conquer the world,
Dr. Doom toots
certainly
as he
has the
pleases.
arsenal
I
to do
remember
so.
that.
Antimatter guns, bombs that transmute things to chrome, a molecular expander that turns tiny particles into boulders, and time shift bombs that'll send you several seconds into the past.
But his most interesting gadget is the Cosmic Power Siphon. While not particularly fashionable, at least before he implemented it into his suit, the siphon has absorbed and stolen the powers of numerous cosmic entities.
You might be asking,
Interesting.
if Doom has all these gadgets, why
Huh?
doesn't he use them more often? Well, in his own words, Doom's reasons are his own. Do not question them.
But Doom is more than just a scientist. He's also a magician. In fact, a contender for Sorcerer Supreme. As such, he can employ all manner of magic spells. Barriers, teleportation, mystical energy blasts, etc.
And if he ever wants to Freaky Friday a foe, he can use a mind swap technique he took from the Ovoids to switch bodies.
Like this.
Oh, how do you walk with these scrawny legs?
Help.
This one isn't even a gun.
Why are there 6 of you? Am I drunk? Dummy! Change us back.
It should come as no surprise that a multi-classing
Okay.
nerd like Doom has taken on some of Marvel's toughest heroes.
Oh,
He's
Mjolnir.
faster than
Wow.
Reed Richards, who reacted to interstellar beams fired by Galactus, and has even deflected Thor's hammer.
The same hammer that flew Thor across the universe in seconds.
Knowing Marvel's universe has a diameter of at least 1 trillion light years, Mjolnir must have been moving over 2 quintillion times the speed of light.
And that's not even getting into Doom's
Huh?
battles with the Green Universe Clapper, the Hulk.
Or the no-holds-barred punch he took from Sentry with only 7% of his suit's power left.
With so much tech and magic, it's a wonder Doom ever loses.
Well, for all his achievements, Doom does have one insurmountable weakness. Squirrels.
I knew
Ha,
it!
what?
Nobody's a match for those little bastards but me.
Tippy toe.
But hey, as long as he stays on Bucktooth's good side.
Oh,
he should be
Squirrel
alright.
Girl.
He also has a bad habit of just losing godlike power at the worst of times.
Like when his control over the Power Cosmic was taken by a plot-convenient cosmic energy-stealing super airplane.
Still, Doom persevered and became the God Emperor of everything. Until Mr. Fantastic stole his powers away.
Oh boy, if Doom already hated Reed, what did he think of him after that?
Surprisingly, Doom's time as a god caused an epiphany of sorts. He looked back on his actions, his ego finally shattered, and in his reflection was left with a desire to fix his ways.
So he took up the role of Iron Man of all people, stopped being so world-conquery, and became a good guy.
Just for a little bit, don't worry, he was back to being a maniacal would-be conqueror soon enough.
Comic book status quo.
It seems a literal multiverse-scale intervention couldn't keep Doom from being Doom.
Your plan to destroy them has failed, Master.
Failed. Dr. Doom does not fail.
Spooky. Also, yeah, I looked it up real quick, and yeah, apparently Dr. Doom won that. So we've got a 0 and 1 versus a 1 and 0. So let's see what happens. Okay, thank God that's over. I literally had to take my headphones off. I was not listening to that.
Oh, a visitor?
Mr. Luthor, your company has invaluable resources for the people of Latveria. I will be seizing them.
Latveria? What an exquisite place to start a corporatocracy.
You wretch!
Pathetic.
Again, I don't see Lex winning this. Pretty sure this one.
A mechanical replica.
It's called a Lex bot, you knuckle-dragging buffoon.
Its design is rather ingenious. Not as ingenious as mine, of course. But enough talk. Let us end these charades.
With pleasure.
Of course, they have to be very arrogant talky boys. Because that is their nature. Hey, the two-dimensional thing.
Two-dimensional morphographic technology. I haven't perfected it, but it's more than enough to exterminate an imbecile like you. Enough to exterminate an imbecile like you.
Uh-oh. Oh, hey, it's the few-second thing, reverse timey thingy.
What?
Fool! You fell for my time shift bomb! Now, foot dive! Foot dive! Foot dive!
This is going from, like, Saturday morning cartoon to, like, fighting game. I gotta say, I'm very entertained.
Impossible. That word has no meaning for someone like me. What about you?
Oh. It's that two-dimensional Master Hand?
Superman.
Alright. What? Okay. They explained this. I missed it.
Masked Tin Man, let's show your true face the light of day!
Don't you see it? That mask is my true face.
Oh, hey, he pulled a Captain Ginyu.
This power, it's like that of the gods beneath me.
Shocker.
I've heard of handing someone the L, but never
Ah.
pinning him to it.
Having a slight speed advantage and a stronger suit by most measures, Lex was able to hold his own with Doom for a time.
And sure, Lex could counter some of Doom's arsenal, but he couldn't defend against being transmuted to chrome, being blasted with antimatter, or getting his nerves scrambled from the inside.
What's more, Lex's mind has been swapped before, once with Superman, funnily enough.
Meaning if things got desperate, there was nothing to stop Doom from pulling a Captain Ginyu on Lex and swapping their minds.
Lex's
Wow,
Motherbox
he even
was
said the
certainly
exact
a
same
powerful
thing.
Device, but he never quite mastered all of its potential. Not to mention, Doom's ace in the hole, the cosmic power siphon, has drained and stolen similar energy sources time and time again.
Galactus,
Galactus.
Silver Surfer, and even the friggin' Beyonder. Yeah, I know, this mulleted doofus doesn't look like much, but he apparently has millions of times the power of the entire Marvel multiverse. And the siphon
Alright.
took all of it. There's no way the Motherbugs could stand up to a device like that.
Thus, it was only a question of if Doom could bide his time before turning the tables on Lex.
And given all the beatdowns he's survived from Marvel heavy hitters like Hulk and Sentry, I'd say Doom had that time.
Lex's tech was an impressive challenge that had the stats to contend with Doom, but against Doom's bewildering gadgets, magical trickery, and power-stealing siphon, the advantage was in the Doctor's court.
The King of Latveria claimed his victory. Hopefully Lex isn't a sore Luthor.
The winner is Dr. Doom.
Again, that was that was so Ginyu, like when he punched the hole in his chest and then mind swapped with him. 100% Ginyu right there. What's up next? Well, oh my god, that's Ryu's master. Oh god, I forgot. Oh wait, no, that's not. What? I was way off. Heihachi versus Geese. Okay, why did I think that that was? I have to go back a couple of hints. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I was okay. Never mind. I thought that. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so yeah, there's another one coming up, which I'm not super hyped for because I don't really know much about either character. I can't remember what that's Heihachi, isn't that King of Fighters versus Tekken? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then Geese is King of Fighters, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Geese Howard, King of Fighters. Right, okay. So Tekken versus King of Fighters. Huh. I know how to remember things. Alright, so yeah, that went exactly the way that I expected it to. And like I said, you know, the actual battle itself was actually pretty entertaining. I liked it for sure. But yeah, again, not something that I was super looking forward to. You know, again, I don't really have. I mean, while I said that I was firmly like more of a DC fanboy, I don't really know too much about DC comics themselves. You know, I've only ever consumed the animated media. So, you know, like we're talking about like, you know, the old TV shows like, you know, Batman the Animated Series and like, you know, the Superman series and Justice League and Teen Titans, Batman Beyond, Static Shock, you know, stuff like that. I didn't really watch any of the old Marvel cartoons, so yeah, you know, firmly on DC side. And then, you know, and then going forward, you know, when the DC animated universe started, which was God, when was that? That was like 2000 and... I want to say like... 12, maybe? I don't even remember. But yeah, once those started, I definitely watched the heck out of those too. But yeah, you know, not surprised. Again, Versus Battle had it right again. What is that? The third time now that Versus Battle's called it. And I mean, you know, again, I don't expect them to be using Versus Battle's wiki as one of their information sources. You know, like, they clearly go into the comics themselves and look at all of the information that's, you know, given there, and, you know, they had the, you know, the scans and stuff, and, you know, they showed all that off, and, you know, circled, underlined, you know, whatever particular, feat, or whatever, you know, that they were explaining. But yeah, that was definitely interesting, for sure. Looking forward to the next one, even though, again, I really don't know anything. I've never really played Tekken, I've never played King of Fighters, so, you know, I think it will be interesting, an interesting fight itself, you know, the animation, just for the fact that they are both fighting game characters, so that could be a lot of fun. And hey, you know, maybe we'll do it in 3D, that'd be fun too. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. A huge thank you to my monthly supporters who help make this video possible. Tiberia, Yale, Crasher, Colin, Joel, Kite, Boo Games, Savage Zoo, and Shoff15.